Well, I'm Jason Wilkerson. I'm here with Michael and Angeline Piotrowski. Angeline is the director for Xingu. Michael is the co-director for Xingu. Now, what was your inspiration behind this film?
Xingu is an adaptation of an Edith Wharton short story. It is the story of, in Edith Wharton's form, it's the story of a band of pseudo-intellectuals that meet for their hoity-toity book club in Victorian New York. And so I adapted it to be a coffee shop clutch of pseudo-intellectuals that exist in every coffee shop, around America today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is originally from the early 1900s, right?
Correct.
So what did it take to adapt that to today?
Well, I tried to bring in the parlance of our time.
Yeah.
The characters did more modern things and use slang,
yeah,
that kind of thing. I shortened it up. The original short story is a lot longer, and so I kind of just punched it up into just a really short interchange among the characters, and just put it in a setting that was modern. I also changed the gender because in the original story it's all women who are in this book club, and so I made it more of I felt it was more relevant and accessible to modern audiences if I made it all the characters were male except the two who were tricking the tricksters. The tricksters were actually female in this story, and I just felt it was more relevant. Made it more relevant.
Well, and I'm not familiar with the original short story, but I thought the whole idea of it was just brilliant.
Thanks.
And you did a really great job of it. The dialogue was some of the best dialogue I've heard and I've seen.
Oh, thank you so much.
I just thought it was brilliant. For you, where are you going from here? Like, do you have something else planned in the future? What is your future plan as a filmmaker?
Xingu, we've actually adapted it into a sitcom format, and so we're hoping, we're kind of shopping that idea around a little bit. And we have some other ideas. I have a couple other shorts that I'm working on, and a couple of feature projects that I'm writing. But Michael has just directed his first feature and produced his first feature, and so that's won a couple of awards at another festival. And so we're looking to also produce some more features of other people's vision.
Yeah, through our company, Kids Creek Productions, which did Xingu. We did The Scrapper as well last year, which we feature film shot in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Did well at the New York Independent International Film Festival, won Best Action Movie and Best Debut Director as well.
Okay, so, and I was going to ask you about that because you started this production company, correct?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, you both
did.
Yeah. Okay, and what was kind of the genesis of the production company? Like, how did that get started?
Well, we both come from background in film and TV production. I've got my master's in film production. She has her education and experience in film as well.
And both of us have worked anywhere from 10 to 15 years between us.
In
each
LA.
of us worked in the film industry in LA. So.
And then we moved back to Traverse City because we could afford a house there.
Yeah.
And
a little expensive.
Kids, yeah. And it's a great place for the kids to grow up. We have two young boys. And while we were there, I'm a sound mixer as well. That's my job that I did a lot when I was in LA.
Right.
And now that I'm back in Michigan, I'm like, well, we can. It's so easy to buy a HD camera nowadays and Macintosh computer and put your Final Cut edit suite on it, and you can start making your own productions. So that's what we did. We're like, we can do this. We know what needs to be done. So I guess about 2 years ago we made that investment and bought the camera and the edit suite, and we've done a music video and a couple of industrials, and then for like last year, finally the opportunity came to me to direct our first feature and help co-produce that with another company, Tiptoe Productions out of Grand Rapids. And we jumped on it, and once we finished that, we're like, let's do one of our own. Something that is more that we come up with.
Yeah.
Or somebody else's script that we love and can make help bring it to life.
Yeah. So we did that, and Kids Creek is I think coming together and starting to develop and create ideas and bring in some other people's ideas and help them bring it to fruition.
Now, as far as filmmakers, like who are some of your inspirations as filmmakers, as people who work in the industry?
Oh, wow.
I can
how
start
can
off
you
by,
even?
well, just the people I've worked with, from Michael Bay and J.J. Abrams. I don't know, everybody says, Michael Bay's a terrible director. You know what? That guy is talented as hell. You don't see a movie that looks better than his movie. His movies look beautiful. You know, I'm inspired by him. J.J. Abrams, the most talented guy I've ever worked with. I love his kind of, those are the kind of people that inspire me. The people I, did sound for on their movies. Another guy that we worked with, Mike Tolan.
Love Mike Tolan. He produced and directed the movie Radio.
Okay,
and,
which is where we met.
And I was working for Mike Tolan at the time, and we met on that production. and the rest is history. But he's just such a family-oriented guy, and just makes you see that it doesn't have to be swimming with sharks to work in entertainment. Just you can. He's a good guy, and he treats his crew and his staff and everybody just with such heart. It's an inspiration.
Great person.
Yeah.
He makes you realize that you can have the happy family life and do the production and at the highest level. I mean, he's Oscar nominated for his documentary. He's a sports-oriented kind of guy. A lot of his stuff.
You can tell that with radio.
Yeah, exactly. And most of his stuff is sports-related.
And I'm inspired also by comedy writers like John Hughes. I want to die and come back as John Hughes.
Yeah.
I really do. And Amy Heckerling and people like Tina Fey. They're just amazing comedy writers. That's kind of keeps me thinking I could maybe be that if I try really hard.
Yeah. Now, is there a film that you saw at a certain point that made you say, I want to get into film? Back when you're younger. Some people have that, some people don't. But is there just like one film that you can point back to and say that's what made me decide to do it?
Yeah, all of them. 2 for Tuesdays at the rental store. Me and my sister would go and scrape together all my dad's change, and it cost 99 cents to rent 2 videos. And all summer, every Tuesday, we're 2 movies today. That was the best. I love movies.
For me, there wasn't any defining point. It's just fell into it very basic. Went to film school because that sounded like fun.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a real job. I'll go do that.
Yeah.
I just loved it, just kind of kept going.
I just love what movies do. I really feel like, well, I mean, historically, they're entertainment, they're escapism. They take you. They're like books. They bring you into a world that you wouldn't experience on your own and give you ideas and. They're just the creative expression that I love. I just love the form of them. And I can't even point to one movie, just love it.
Yeah, there's too many out there.
Yeah.
Now back to Xingu, how much did this film cost to produce, to create?
I don't know if we have a total number.
I think it cost about $600 and most of that was food.
Okay.
It really was. Yeah.
We own all the equipment with Kids Creek,
Everybody was doing that. What are your plans now? What are your plans now? What are your plans to start Jim? To start Jim? You said it's not it's not really. It's not. So what's the plan from here? What's it do like here? What's it do like here? Is be like are you well, ideally, so you can buy it. You can buy it. For our viewers what would be your word of advice? Your word of don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One day my PA and day my transformers day my transformers PA Mora I know Mora I know Mora that I know that he direct a zombie zombie but you know, that's what you learn. But you learn is as there's your PA is learn is there's your PA is learn is there's your is from that point some as some example some example they Thank you very much for meeting with me. Thank you very much, the creators and makers of Xingu, makers of Xingu. Thank you.